All right, welcome back, everybody. And I just wanted to kind of kick off today with this video right here. I was gonna do the Q&A video, but I said, you know what? Because this one question right here is so important that I got asked for the Q&A. I'm gonna do it as its own separate video, and then I'll probably paste this clip in at the end of the Q&A as well, just for people who don't watch this video so that they can see it in the Q&A. Because I think that it's extremely important that we talk about this. One of the questions that I was asked was, is it hard being successful? All right. And personally, because I know my numbers and I know other people's numbers, and even though I try not to compare myself to other people, when I look at the numbers, I don't consider myself to be, the most successful person out there in the world, but I am aware of what I've accomplished at my age. So I do understand that in many ways I could be seen as a successful person. And with that being said, what I kind of do is I like to talk about this with the youth as much as possible and spread this out to them about becoming successful and what it means and what it looks like. Because one of the biggest things that you have to understand is, in becoming successful, you have to go through a process to build and grow to become successful. And as you're going through that process and you're building and growing and you're trying to become successful, people are going to assume that, based upon how you move or things that they see, what your level of success is. So because you're not daily posting what you're making, what you bought, what you sold, the money you've handed out, different things like that, people don't know what your actual cash flow is. People don't know what you actually have and what you don't have. And as many people as you have that like you, you still have 10 people to every one person that likes you, that dislikes you, and is willing to put that into motion. Out of those every 10 people that dislike you, you probably have one of them who's willing to actually act on that. And that is one of the toughest parts about being successful and what people don't understand, coming from any background, any demographic. But what makes it even harder is when you're successful and you came from humble upbringings. And reason being, when you become successful, you become a target to a lot of people. There's a lot of people who are going to look at you, and they're going to look at you for what you have and what they can get from you. And especially when you stop being that person who gives to everybody. See, what a lot of people don't understand is, when you first become successful, a lot of people become successful and then they go right back to being broke because they're doing all this handing out or giving to other people, right? And that's a big difference between people who are selfish and successful and people who are selfless and successful, or so they feel. Because after you become successful and you go broke, a lot of the times people will realize, or you feel that dent from always handing out and always being the one that people call and the shoulder to lean on. You'll eventually realize, like, okay, I have to stop doing this. I have to adjust. I have to go back to the drawing board and make things happen a different way and be able to benefit from these people the same way that they're benefiting from me, or be able to cut certain people off. And when you do so, when you start cutting certain people off, or you start moving in a different fashion, organizing your business differently, and just doing things to build yourself, it'll make you a target. And one of the first things that I did was I moved away from the area that I was raised in predominantly. I've lived all throughout Florida, but I got up and I moved years ago and left that area. I ended up going back temporarily, and then I moved again and came back to where I'm at now. And a lot of people don't understand that. And I'm here to tell you, never feel as though you are losing where you're from, or losing pride, or losing focus, or, feel as though anybody can talk to you any type of way or make you feel any type of way for your decision to leave. Because your decision to leave could be the difference between life and death. It could be the difference between poor and rich. It could be the difference between so many different things for yourself, because moving will change your mindset. Moving will change your environment. Moving will change the people that you allow around you, and it will allow you to see what people really care and don't care, who still picks up the phone to call you, who actually comes and visits you, who actually tries to invest their time in you and what you're doing and supports you. Moving does those things for you. And that's why I feel like it's extremely important to get up and move once you start to obtain a certain level of success. Even if you don't move completely out of your area, but you move to a different part of your city or the next city over or whatever it is, you have to put yourself in a different environment that's going to be more productive for you and more safe for you and allow you to build and grow. And so many people do not see that or do not understand that. It's not you bowing down. It's not you losing any sense of pride or strength or whatever. All it is you taking the opportunity to put yourself in a better situation. If you want doors to keep opening, you got to start going through the doors that are available to you. All right. And you can't walk around with an idea that you have to prove yourself to everybody else and everybody who's walking around you. That's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere financially. It's not going to get you anywhere physically. It's not going to get you anywhere mentally. It's not going to help you, because all you ever be doing is trying to live your life to please other people. And that's not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is not to please other people. It's to please yourself and be able to help others that are actually in need. All right. And there's a big difference between someone who's in need and someone who is a parasite and is going to eat off of you and feed off of you as long as you let them. But then they find a way magically somehow to carry themselves when you stop. All right. So that's what I really wanted to say. I really wanted to put this video out here for our younger people who are watching and even some of our older people. Change your viewpoints, change your visions. Remember, sometimes it is okay to say no. You have to learn how to say no and put yourself in a better position so that you can put your posterity, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren into a better position and a better place in life, and continue to move forward with what you have and continue to build and grow. With that being said, as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you all in the next one.